it's science and technology. So we all have these, right?
Yeah.
And what is this? This is a black mirror.
Yep.
You look into it and you scry. And here's another thing. People go to the bathroom, right? You're on the toilet and you're looking at your phone.
Yeah.
Well, if you know about demonology, there's a demon called Belphegor, and Belphegor sits on a toilet because he's a demon of feces and urine, and you worship him. You can look this up on the internet. Type in Belphegor. He's a derivative of
How do
Bel.
you spell that? It's English is a second language.
Belphph, and I think it's
Egor.
Agor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So if you're on the toilet and you're number one, number two, while you're scrolling through your black mirror, you're scrying the demon Belphegor. And a lot of this stuff is it's science and technology, right?
Oh my God. I'm never going to look at my phone again taking a shit.
Never do that. Don't do that. Keep your phone in the other room.
Oh my, what's his name? Belphegor?
Belphegor.
Belphegor, you will never see me again, brother.
And what is it? What does he bring, like hemorrhoids into your life? Or something? What's his?
Bro, that is the worst god ever.
Filth and pollution and things like that.
Okay, that sounds
A demon in the Abrahamic religion who is associated with the sin of sloth.
You worship him with feces and urine.
Oh, I mean, dude, what a weird god.
So the longer you're on the toilet, the more you're kind of worshiping him in a while.
If you're scrolling, through your black mirror.
That's so interesting.
That is
and
so
what that technology is like the famous quote from the science fiction, was it Philip K. Dick? He said that any technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. Well, that's what the internet is, right? You can just tap on something, you're connected to this unseen world, and you have access to all this information. If you think about this, going back to Keck and going back to, I mentioned the black cube and the eighth sphere, think about this from a very symbolic point of view. You could look this up online too. MIT Technology Review, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, they utilize the black cube, the black square, they used to at least, as a symbol of artificial intelligence. When IBM released their quantum computer, their first quote-unquote quantum computer, although Google has the new Willow chip, which is much more advanced, IBM's Quantum One computer, which was actually called Q, it's a black cube in a box.
Oh my!
The black cube is also the new Willow chip of Google. It's a little black square cube type looking thing. And what that represents is it's the god of the infernal world. It's what Geordie Rose, who invented the D-Wave, said. He said it literally, although he was joking a little bit. He said that we can use the quantum computers to peer into the other world, and we might come across the Lovecraftian old ones, monsters and creatures and all kinds of things that don't care about us, that are immensely powerful. And maybe they're trying to tap into those kinds of things. I mean, if you look at, I think NBC News reported this, that if you look at what AI is really good at doing, AI is really good at doing one thing with pictures, recreating Cthulhu. Look that up. It's crazy. One of the other things for AI is utilizing the Shoggoth of the Lovecraftian monsters, these black goo type monsters. AI is utilizing, is really good at making that stuff through images. It's just a lot of really weird stuff that separately doesn't really mean anything, or it's weird. But when you put it all together, you do kind of get this feeling that there are powerful people utilizing technology as a form of magic to conjure and to obtain powers from other realms.
These nerds are going to kill us, bro.
This is the demon. This is the demon you're talking about, right? That it keeps recreating Cthulhu.
Cthulhu, yes.
Yeah, it's
from the Lovecraftian stories.
And many films.
Oh.
Yeah, and look at what they. I mean, hell, even the Japanese, when they got their COVID money, they built a giant black squid-like thing with their COVID money.
Of course.
And if you think, I'll give you a quick example. I don't mean to just ramble on,
no,
but
dude, we're loving it. We're loving it.
Think about what a vaccine is. Okay, you have a little vial, right? Little vial, and you have a syringe, a plunger, and you pull out with the plunger, and then you inject it. Well, that's the old practice of exorcism, because in an exorcism, you have to know the name of the demon. So, Valak, be gone, or Belphegor, be gone, I condemn you back to hell. So that's what you do with the disease. You know the name of the disease. Okay, you have COVID. And then you take a little syringe that looks like a cross, and you dip it into the bottle or the vial of holy water, and then you put it into the bottle, into the body, and say, COVID, be gone. It's a modern form of exorcism. It's a magical ritual that we're utilizing the same principles of today to cure disease. In the old world, they'd cure disease by performing an exorcism because they believed spirits were possessing the body. There's a professor up in Canada who literally named some of the COVID variants after mythological creatures, in his own words, to scare people. That's why we had a variant called Kraken, which is basically the mythical sea monster, which is kind of the mythological equivalent of the Lovecraftian Cthulhu. And you find this kind of imagery and this kind of symbolism everywhere you look. You find it in technology. You find it in sports. I mean, of all places, they got the Seattle Kraken up there where Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos live.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so many weird things that put them together, and that's why I say I don't know what to make of it. What do you guys make of it? I say that to my audience because I don't want to sound like I have all the answers. I'm just someone who sees it and tries to put it together, and maybe we can figure it out together.
Well, dude, I'm telling you this, man. It's the old gods. It's you know.